There we go. We are online. And I have to immediately say BRB. Yeah, BRB. One second. Okay. Now we are here. Hello. We're back with Arydia, the path we dare tread. This is episode 9, apparently. Or at least stream number 9. And we just did a long rest for the first time since the tutorial. Literally the first time since the tutorial. We, I think, did a great job maximizing our, between rest exploration. We got a lot of the world explored. I'm very happy about that. And now we get to continue exploring the world. So, we need to figure out what we're doing next. We have a side quest, generously displayed here, to gather the bird roots. And we could do that if we knew where the heck the sword was. We also know... We have our quest log here. If we head west from Raggle Junction, which is here, we can find the missing herbs. But if we go too far west from Raggle Junction, we find a difficult boss who can fly and might be in the singing fields. So, we want to avoid that. Other things of note. There's a cleric that we're looking for near Keepwick outskirts. And there's a pair of people named Kales and Lyria between the outskirts and Eastgate. We haven't found Eastgate, so that's another thing we can do. I would imagine it's in the east. And then somebody east of the basin wants the jagged medallion we just got, which is actually a really cool item. Yeah. We got some sick upgrades last time. I think I like avoiding most of the west, but I want to know where the sword is. Now, I'm pretty sure, geographically, maybe I'm wrong, that a sword is like kind of like a peninsula. Maybe I'm wrong. You know what? Let's go look that up. What the heck is a sword? And I don't mean like SWORD. I know what that is. What is a sward? An expanse of short grass. Really? Huh. I really thought it had something to do with water. That's on me. Also, my mic seems a little hot, but I'm going to be moving around, so it's probably fine. Probably. Well, that doesn't help us at all, then. Grass could be literally anywhere. But missing herbs could be the bird root that we're looking for. And this looks like grass. Yeah? And it's west of Raggle Junction. So maybe that's where we end up heading. So, I'm going to grab our little fast travel marker. We're going to leave town going on a road path. We just shuffled our travel deck, so we're going to see what happens. Second breakfast. Oh, goody. So it begins. We are on a road path. That's the little crossroads sign icon. Therefore, we need to either pay a speed each or we exhaust our hunger token, which is bad. So let's pay a speed each, I guess. I was hoping to avoid that, but here we are. Oh yeah, it is worth noting there's a guy in this town who will refresh our flying fish knapsack for free once per day. So when we run out of that, And that gives speed back. When we run out of that, we can just get some more speed. Alright. We now have a plains path to get to here. Plains being the single red flower. And unfortunately, the cutting wind is difficult. The journey is difficult, and our spirits sag. There you go. So, we are frustrated. We need to, once again, pay a speed each, or exhaust our token. We can afford to do that. Just kind of hoping not to immediately pay 2 speed just to move a couple spaces. We did so well last time. And now we go on the unexplored path, which is the short grass. I don't know what that means in-game, like what the icon represents. I don't know what the name of it is, but whatever. Turned around. It's difficult to find your way. Oh boy. So we are. Once again, we're off track. We're facing another exhausted token. And what I could do is just let this happen, and I think I'm going to. Because we're already moving to explore the tile. It doesn't matter that we have a flipped token. We can still explore this tile because we were moving that direction. Yep. And we found... Uh-oh. The Singing Fields. I'm gonna not stop here, if that's cool with y'all. The place where we may have a boss. It says it may be where the Kiro live, is what my notes say, because I think we were uncertain on that front. So we have a couple choices. Rix the Plucky Trickster Scout now has... now has an option, if they so choose, to use one of their long rest tokens to refresh all of my travel tokens. Kind of hoping I could do that after I've already exhausted 2 of them. But we might have to pay a speed if I let this continue. You know what? Let's spend a point from our Flying Fish Knapsack. Give a speed to Rix, whose stats I've not been updating. Oh, sorry, we need to update speed. So the Cleric is down to 2. The Wonder is down to now 2, because I just increased by 1. There we go. Overlay updated. Oh, tough call. I don't want to do the Singing Fields. Where's the sword, then? I can't go explore a new tile because one of my tokens is exhausted. Let's go up here. Let's go to the Fields of Lair. Or Lear? Lair? Lyre? Sore feet. The journey is difficult and your spirits sag. Oh boy. So, that was a grass path. Because all the paths from the Singing Fields are grass paths. So we're going to go ahead and exhaust our little feather token. And make it here and explore the tile itself. This is tile long 4, so we move our world map out of the way. And as the overlay suggests, I'm having the cleric do all the actions for the moment. And then the Wanderer can be the one getting RP points. Actually, you know what? Let's flip that. Because the Wanderer is full on RP points. So let's go like this. Haha. Get some light to shine on that card. Long 4. Smoking cart. Uh-oh. Smoke drifts lazily through the trees. You can see the remains of a cart smoldering in the middle of the road. Off to the side, someone is sitting hunched against a tree. Add travel 42 to the bottom of the travel discard pile. That's unlikely to come up anytime soon. 42. Once again, mechanically, I do appreciate that kind of your new encounters are gated by this travel deck, which means you can introduce new stuff without having it be immediately relevant and overwhelming. Kind of introduce it over time. Anyways, let's flip this, and we entered here. Let's see. I can move the travel deck off camera. So we entered here. And the ranger is our primary. We have an NPC and we have another tile. Let's go talk to the NPC first, next to this smoldering carts. Hey, buddy. What's going on? NPC 15. Ooh, he's much lower down than the stuff we were just doing. Was I supposed to come here first? Hello, friend. Dying man. Human man, demeanor sour, actions clutch chest. An old man lies here, bleeding from deep wounds in his chest. We were ambushed. I just sat down for some hot stew by the campfire when someone yelled, "Bandits!" Those lizards. Before I knew it, arrows were flying. They disappeared as quickly as they'd come. We can talk about lizards disappeared or ambushed. I'll just quickly show off the cards. You can see the lovely art of the person himself. Alright, let's ask about ambush, because that's the first thing you said. We were coming from Eastgate. Last night, after we'd set up camp, we were hit by a pack of lizards. Okay, tell us about these lizards. Like actual lizards? It was a band of puckles. Usually they're not so brave. But they were being led by some halfling. Halfling? Zertle's ears perk up. Some red-haired fellow dressed strangely. I only saw him as they disappeared. Let's talk about disappearing. I don't know. They can't be far. They headed north, I think. And we get an RP point for that conversation. And we end the conversation, draw event 10. Okay. We'll keep this NPC card handy and draw event 10. Can I punch some lizard bandits and then find my long-lost halfling sibling or something? I really hope there's some special occasion if you have a halfling in your party. Clean death. The old man looks up at you through foggy eyes. He says, "You've got to find him, the halfling ringleader. But first, don't let me die by their dirty claws. Give me a clean death. Quickly now, don't hesitate." If a response is not given in 20 seconds, it counts as hesitating. If anyone tries to ask questions, please kill me quickly. Heal/potion is one of the options, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm not even going to wait 20 seconds to think about that, but heal/potion. So, I can spend a mana with Zertle to just heal this man. Actually, it's probably better to just spend a token. Yeah, I spend a token with my practice kit. I'm not hesitating. Rolling the die, I need wisdom of at least 2. I got a 12, which is perfect because that heals for 2. I don't think that actually does anything. But hey, we got at least 2. Oh, and it moved my zoom level. What's going on is every time I stop streaming this game, I unplug this camera, and then it gets mad. It gets all mad. Whatever. I don't need the travel tokens on screen. I just want this tile. Wait. Use skills as items to do 1 health worth of healing. And what happens here? The man's eyes open wide. Thank you, kind soul. Then he peacefully passes away. Rude. Gain 1 experience. I mean, that's the cheapest experience we've ever gotten, so I guess I can't complain too much. We almost have enough for a level. Woo woo. And dossier T22. The dossier entries are a bit harder for me to reach. Alright, we're looking for T22. Got it. So I love the design of these dossier punch boards too. Because obviously they're face down and hidden from you until you punch them out. But on the back side, it's a dual layer thing, and on the back side they have a little, basically, lever point that lets you punch the token out from the back. It's pretty convenient, and it does a good job at hiding the information. So we got the kind. And I'm going to go ahead and throw that right onto Zertle. I know he's hungry, but I like the kind. I'm also going to put Triumphant, which we earned, was that last session? Onto Rix. Because, Plucky is fun, but I think Rix deserves to be Triumphant. Okay. What else do we get? NPC 15 goes to the B side, and then we burn this card. I mean, it makes sense that it goes to the B side. Which is probably, he's dead. Hello, hello! So NPC 15, I put the A side, I'm going to put it in the inactive part. I'm going to get the B side into my active queue. And let's see what's going on with the B side. Dead man. I love the choice to have the exact same art, except his eyes are closed and he's sideways. Oh, that's fantastic. An old man is here lying dead. He's clutching a leather satchel. He has a peaceful expression on his face. Face or satchel? Let's look at his face first and then loot his satchel. You shiver as you gaze upon the dead. You open the satchel. You open the small satchel gently and find a wax-sealed letter contained inside. One time only, gain key 9. I will do that, thanks. I will do that. Key 9. Yeah, I think multiple times through this game, I've just mentioned they did a really good job with the components. Everything else aside, the components are very high quality. They put a lot of thought into how to make this game very, very functional. And I appreciate that. Sealed letter. A letter you found on an old man who had been ambushed and died. The letter is addressed to Liaku. The wax seal is unbroken. From Festin to Liaku the Dryad, Rivertown South. Keep this in your fighter's inventory. If you choose to open the letter, turn this to the B side. If you find a card with the exact text Liaku the Dryad, then we can turn this into Liaku the Dryad. I'm gonna choose not to open this letter. I don't really want to. Sorry, hearing phantom noises on baby monitor. Cool. So we just get to keep this with us in our key item pool. I hope to someday get the special event for Zertle. We had the special event for Rix that increased their personal quest progress. I want to do the same for Zertle. Anyway, so there's a dead man who was ambushed by bandits, and I see that there's more to explore, so let's go do just that. And we need medium 3? Medium 3. Pardon my reach across the entire playing field. Hopefully we're good enough to fight bandits. Smoking caravan. Smoke suddenly pours from the remains of the campsite. Overturned carts and slashed tents sit eerily by the roadside. Oh no. There's a point of interest and an event token. Let's go to the point of interest first. Point of interest 9. Once again, our Wanderer is leading the charge. Which means that Zertle will be the one getting any roleplay points. Ruins Camp. You stand in the middle of a ruins camp. The carts smolder and smoke quietly, while tents flap softly in the breeze. You see claw-shaped footprints all over the soft dirt. Carts, tents, footprints. Okay. Carts. The carts are charred and blackened from the fire of last night. Smoke hangs in the air, nudged along by a soft breeze. If a human is in the party, do a thing. We don't have a human, we have a halfling and a fellish. That's sad. But I do get a roleplay point for that. Tents. You search around in the tents looking for anything of use or value, but it appears everything was taken. Footprints. One time only, we can make a Wisdom 5 check. I'm going to have Zertle do that because he has a Wisdom of 2. So I roll a die and add 2 to the result. And I got a 9. So we got an 11, which is bigger than 5. You see clear tracks with small, cloud-like feet heading away from the camp. It looks like they head north, into the forest. And north is that way, according to this little... What is that, rosette or whatever? What is the word for that? Whatever. Doesn't matter. Trying to get this card back in my point of interest deck in the correct space. Alright, we have an event to go do. Event 11. Let's do this. Talking voices. As you approach the edge of the caravan, you hear voices coming from behind the ridge to the north. You think you might be able to listen from here, but you'd be able to hear better if you could sneak closer. So we could either listen or sneak. I feel like Rix would want to sneak. But this is probably a dexterity check, which Rick's not actually good at yet. Let's try to sneak. Oh, yeah. Oh, wisdom would have been so much better. Now we know. Now we know. You try to sneak closer and make a dexterity 11 check. Okay, Rix. You got this. Your dexterity is 1, so this is d20 plus 1. I got a 14. That is enough. Die is just off camera, sorry. 14. If you have the sneak skill, you succeed. I don't have the sneak skill. But I succeed anyways, because I rolled high enough. You sneak close enough to listen in. After a minute, the voices disappear northward. So we each gain another experience, and once again, easy experience. but how much do we need to level up again? We need 7 total experience. We have 5. We need 2 more. And start flipping some of our tokens. In fact, I'm going to flip one of these singles into a 3 and remove 2 others. Making it very easy to get to 7 experience. We also gain key item 10, and we discard this card. And by discard, I mean banish it. Key item 10, which probably tells us what we overheard. Bandit Hideout. You've learned the bandits intend to set an ambush for anyone who comes after them. It'll be near the cave in Tikal Forest to the north. Keep this card in the party inventory. Okay. So we know of an ambush. I guess we could just walk right into it. And we've cleared this area. So let's get out of here. Boop, 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 boop. Back to the world map. Putting away the dead man. It was NPC 15. Alright. And let's clean up our tiles. I was going to do a quick cleanup where I just shove them off to the side so we can keep going. And now we know that there are bandits to the north. And the question is, if we have this key item, I'm going to spend a token first of all. Stop myself mid-sentence. Spend a token to refresh both of these. If we have this key item, does that mean we can avoid the ambush, or should we try to find a different route to get up there? That's really the question. And I kind of like taking a different route to get up there. It might not end up mattering, but I'm going to try it. So we're going to take this road path. Get my travel discard pile back on screen. Road path. Growling stomach. You're so hungry you need to take a break and eat some food. Oh, what's annoying is if I'd gone the other way, this wouldn't have hit me. Alright, well, we just pay a speed. Because I don't want to spend a travel token right now. We're both down to 1 speed. That's a yikes. But I make it to the next tile, and I explore it, and I find Exile's Road, which there's nothing to do on other than go to another point. Okay. We go up this forest path. Dang. Tell me, Rumbles, you enjoy your travels taking in the sights. We finally got it right. Woo! First time today. This day phase has been cursed. Do I think I can take on bandits? Let's find out. This is long 5. Okay. Since I'm getting out another long tile, I can put away these other ones real quick. And I can also move my world map again. Long 5. Forest Trail. Oh, there's music I can play. I thought about it last time. You follow the trail, twisting and turning through the forest. The mountains to the east appear to be drawing closer. The foothills begin to break up the terrain before you. Okay. So, this here. We are here. And now it doesn't matter who leads, so we'll switch, I guess, and have the cleric be the leader. And we have medium 4 to move to, and nothing else on this tile. So let's go to medium 4 and trigger this ambush. Actually, before I explore the tile, I am going to spend my last Flying Fish Knapsack token to give Zertle a speed? Yeah, Zertle has more speed-based things. So, Cleric goes up to 2 speed. Right, and we have the Cleric being our primary. Foothills. Just beyond this small clearing, you see the rising faces of the foothills leading further up the mountain. Puckle bandits stand ready, guarding the mountain pass. If you have key item 10, then ignore the foe turn for the first round. That's pretty good. We get a free action before they attack. Which is probably important, because... Okay, so we have 2 foe 16s. Which I need to punch out. So we'll get that going. Miss Fox, you are. Very good, very good. Oh, 16. Oh, cute. Get this little lizard warrior. I love it. Okay. And I need to get their foe card as well. And I need to get out my threat deck. So this is 16. Foe 16. And we are in combat. Scrap that there. Ooh, I like that this is like perfectly cut out almost. Didn't plan that. The small puckle glares at you. It brandishes a blade of grass and gargles menacingly. And you say small, but I don't know if they're that small. Let's be real. Alright, and then I should be able to put these over here. For the most part. Yeah. Actually, why don't I put this up here? Because we know it's combat. This over here. And I can put these in a little bit. Get this off camera. Get our travel deck out of the way for me. And then we have the AI card here. And I think threat deck. Yeah, once we have the threat deck, I think we're good to go. Actually, one thing I would like to do, I want to push these all the way to the side. Push this to the side so that I can get my threat deck, or at least the threat discard, on camera. And I'll put this here, and then discard over here so you can see the top card as it is played. I need green and brown bases. Green is number 1, who is here. And brown is number 2, who is here. I did that completely backwards. My fault. And they also have 2 armors. Well, 1 armor each. Bam. And you know what? Okay. I'll have to look to see what my plan is for defeating them. I do notice they only give, or they're only 1 threat. Are they only a level 1 enemy? Was I supposed to come way out here first instead of going south and fighting the ants? Oh well, mubby. Alright. Because we get to skip the first foe turn, which I'm pretty sure is how combat works. I'm pretty sure it's foe, then first exile. Combat. Resolve threat combo. Foe turn, then exile turn. That's exactly what I thought. Although, I should check one last thing. Each round has 2 parts. The entire foe turn and then 1 exile turn. Okay, that is the round. So the cleric will get a free turn, and then they get to go. And they have no threats. Flee 4. Interesting. They're just gonna run away? Huh. They just want to run away. They want to get away. And then they want to increase threats. Okay, that makes sense. So they kind of prepare for an attack. They want to fly away. I probably shouldn't sing the actual song. Luckily, it's not a very good rendition of that song, so I don't think anyone has any issue with it. So if I'm looking, I have a speed of 3. I could get to the brown one with Rix and take advantage of this essentially free turn. Oh, yeah. Sorry, not with Rix, with Zertle. And yeah, I just use my practice staff. Let's do it. So I minor action move. We gain a combo. And I need to spend a speed while I'm doing this to gain the full 5 movement points. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I use my quarterstaff against this particular, what do they call them? Treacles? Teacles? Puckles. Treacle is like a food, it's a dessert. So, practice staff. I'm going to flash it on camera. With a strength of 2, I get 1 shot that comes just down onto a target. If I get 12 or higher, I go also over to the right one. So I'm thinking if I can hit for 12, I can hit this weak spot, which is not great, but I can go over one. Is there anything better? No, I think it's the best thing, because going over one also means I hit a critical point and get a free shot. So let's try this. Looking for 12 or higher, which is actually based on my strength. I need a 9 or higher on the die. I got an 8. That's kind of washed out visible there. So I'm going to spend an RP point to get +3. Thus, getting my 2 hits. And that's going to go plunk, plunk, and the critical hits goes there. What else can I do? That gets us 1 threat because of the the weak point hits, which is not my favorite part of combat. I hate the weak points are always threat, but here we are. I have 1 more action. I could pummel. No, pummeling doesn't do anything. Yeah, I just attack again, and I'm going to hit the same column because there's a weak point there, or sorry, critical point. So no matter what I roll, as long as I roll 2 or higher, I will get both of the bottom row. And I rolled a 5. Total of 8. So, as just discussed, I hit here, but because I go through this critical point between them, it's pointing to this slot, so I get actually both hits in one. So, A. And that is Zertl's entire turn, so now we go to the next set of turns. And we have the foes. So they have 1 threat already. Let's see if they activate. They do. The mob activates at 1 threat, which is a slash. I always forget what these icons mean. That's something that I wish they had on a little player aid, is what the different targeting icons mean. Allow the attack to hit the most exiles. Oh, because slash is an AoE. You can't possibly hit more than 1 with this attack. So they're going to target the cleric. And it's a move 4. So number 1 goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and attacks. And this is the blue die for 2. Oof, that's a lot of damage. And we hit, what is that, left arm, which cleric has no armor in, and so takes 2 damage. Ooh. Goes down to 2. Also, threat will be going down to 0 as a result of this attack, or this set of attacks. The other one also attacks and hits right hand. Sorry, let's put that on camera. Right hand, which I do have armor in. You can see it over in the overlay. And because it blocks 1, I only take 1. And now my gloves are in disrepair. But they did what they were supposed to do. So we go to 0 out of 1. And I need to go here. Right hand. There we go. Very good, very good. That's the enemy turn. So now the ranger gets a turn to do what they want to do. And I'm looking at some pretty good options if I just use my bow. Yeah, I like using my bow here. So I need to be range 3 or 4. So I can just do a basic move, gaining 1 combo and going 1, 2, 3. Sorry, let's also do this. Two combo. And then I attack using my cracked short bow, which is endurance check with a possibility of hitting 3 targets. Which I guess is the only way that I get this critical point, but, maybe I'm overconfident. I have a +2 in endurance. Let's do this. Got a 15. +2 is 17. Plus an RP point. Role-playing points gets us to 20. Not a nat 20, but a 20. Which gets us 3 targets on the short bow, and I will show you what that tile looks like. Bam. So it's just a line straight down, 3 different slots. And I know exactly what I'm hitting, because if we go 1 and 2 and 3, there's actually a critical point between spaces 2 and 3 that also hits this one down here. Oh, I should have marked them. No, I'll save my I'll save my mana for the next combat. There's only 2 guys here. Fine. It's fine. I also have 1 more action, which I guess means I am attacking again. Just heard a loud noise. Okay. Yeah. Attacking again, same damage profile. I think I'm going to try and hit the armored slot since I don't really have a lot of other options. I just need a 2 or higher then. And I got a 16, better than the last roll. That's useful. I take off the 1 chunk of armor. Worthwhile is what I say to that. Okay. Wanderer's turn is done, so we're going to go back to the foe turn. And let's see what they do. Boss or X threats. X equals number of exiles in the party, so they gain 2 threats. Okay. Alright. Because they are mob, they are not boss. So it's Zertl's turn. Gets all of his action tokens back. And I think what I want to do is pummel. Yeah, I think I just win if I pummel twice. Which is free because I have 2 combo. So I spend a combo to pummel, which just hits everything around me for 1 of those damage slots. So I will hit the armor slot of this one and take away the armor slot of this one. And then I will spend the other combo to pummel again. Which which hits this weak point, which normally would give them a threat, but because they are dying as a result, it gets them nothing. And then hitting the now empty armor slot of this right here. They're both dead. That went significantly better than every other combat I've had so far. And we get to get the rewards for this combat. We are no longer in combat mode. Let's flip this over to adventure. And zero everything out. Alright. We get 1 experience each. That makes sense. And we roll a die. On a 2 through 9, we get 1k. On 10 through 19, we get 2k. And on a 20, a natural 20, we get a wooden gear item. And I got an 8, which is 1k, which I will give to Zertle, since he is all out of money. I'm not tracking money on the overlay, but he's all out. Now he has 1. Okay. Simple enough. I bet you I'm going to fight more of these Puckle Bandits, so I'm going to keep that handy. And Zertle took a little bit of damage, so the question is, how do I want to heal him? And the answer is, I use 1 cube from my old used up kit, my old practice kit, to try and heal myself using a wisdom check. Got an 8, and then with a wisdom of +2, that's a 10, which gets me 1 health. So I'm up to 2 health. Then, oh, you know what? I should have used the other one. It's too late now. I'll use one from my new kit, which gives me more health on a 20. And I got a total of 16 with my modifiers. So that gives me 2 health. I will record that. We're both at 1 speed. I think that's still fine. Ooh. Can I not balm myself? So I got a new skill at the end of last session. Near the end of last session, which puts a cube on target exile. At the start of the next turn, they heal for 3 and remove the cube. I wonder if I'm allowed to target myself. I certainly hope so. Alright, gotta look up targeting. Turns out no. I can heal an ally. I cannot heal myself with Balm. It's a little frustrating. But I can do other things. Okay. We'll leave it there for now. Stat-wise. And I think let's go to the next zone. This is the part of the fight where everyone just kind of puts away their weapons and comes out of battle stance. You know how it is. We've all played games. Zertle once again leading. We're going to long 6. The tile next door. You climb the path, stopping every so often to catch your breath. You notice the sun setting as you approach the rocky pass ahead. We just started this day. Okay. Ooh, okay, this one's going to go off the screen a little bit. I'm going to have to zoom out. Threat deck's going to be shuffled anyways. Still in adventure mode. Keep the puckle cards handy, but not right here. And we scooch our whole map over, because the next tile is Big 6. No, Big 8. I can read. I can totally read. Big 8. The Bandits' Camp. The sun drops below the horizon as you crest the saddle. Looking down from your vantage point, you can hear the Puckle Bandits celebrating in their raspy voices. Among the shadows, you make out one figure that looks familiar. Wasn't he at the Exiles' camp? Yes, you remember seeing that red-haired halfling. You hear his voice rising above the others. Going to be the most famous bandits in the history of the basin. The halfling holds something up in the firelight. This map is going to lead us to treasure beyond our wildest dreams. Before flipping this map over, draw and resolve event 18. Okay. Oh, sorry. There's appreciable artwork there. Look at that. There's a couple of puckles and the halfling. Bad guys below. It's only a matter of time before the bandits spot you. You think about climbing down the cliff and hiding for a sneak attack, or rushing down the path for a head-on assault. Alternatively, you could hail them from here and try to resolve things peacefully. I don't think peaceful is our way. Although Zertle is now the kind. Alright. Let's try to resolve things peacefully. Let no one say we didn't try. I think that's now in Zertle's character. Hail them. You call out to the bandits, asking them to parley. Their leader yells and they grab their weapons. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Flip Big 8 and place party on X and index this card. Okay. So we get to start on space X on this big tile. Let's see what happens. Ooh, that's a big old map. And we start very far away from them, which might be a boon to us, quite frankly. So let's move this right here. You know what? I'm going to take away these old pieces of the map, because we don't need them for this combat. And slide this way over here. So we start on X, apparently. Which is hard to get down to them, because these solid borders are impassable. Those are walls. Well, I guess in this case it's a cliff, we can't really go down. We do, in fact, get out the Puckle Bandits. And they'll probably do the majority of the attacking here. I need to shuffle my threat deck. Once more. Cool. And what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to discard right up to here, because we don't really need that portion of the map, and that'll let us see the cards on camera. We place puckle number 2 right here, and number 1 right here, and then we have foe 18. Oh, 18 is not in this box. Very nice. Let's go to box number 2. Figure 18. Which, as expected, is the red-haired halfling. Which actually presents another reason why Zertle would try to negotiate, because, you know, we're both halflings. Surely we can come to some sort of agreement. And now we see that Zertle's supposed to be shorter. There's a box set you can get which has short bodies for the smaller races. And let's get out the boss card for foe 18. Urky Furtz. That's a name. Urky Furtz, an annoying halfling with horrible fashion sense and a wicked wit. I need their activation card too. Okay, so they have some armor as well. Weak points too? Oh, that's annoying. I don't think they trigger when you break the armor on them, though. Oh. Urky tries to rob us. He tries to steal stuff from us. Also, wow, this is going to be a mean boss. You can see he does multiple attacks with every activation. He also moves pretty quick, steals our speed and our money. But the good news, wounding him does not generate threat for them. Instead, it can actually cancel out one of his attacks entirely. So I think we need to focus on that. TBH. Alright. So the foes get the first turn. As usual. As per usual. And we are in combat mode. And let's see what's going on. All foes activates. Put that right there. I mean, I suppose it's a good time for it. So we go in initiative order, where the initiative for enemies is listed on the bottom left of their target card here. So green Puckle is going to go first, and with a 0, they flee 4, and then generate 2 threats. Is that each? Oh my. I certainly hope that's not each. That would be real bad for me. Alright, foe card. When you generate increase threat by 2. Curious about generating threat? Nope, they don't actually tell me about that. I don't think it's per group, I think it's per unit, which is going to be a lot of stinking threat. Holy crapola. We're gonna die. So they flee 4 and then generate 2 threat each. So 1, 2, 3. Plink, plink. 1, 2, 3. Plink, plink. Let's go ahead and mark that they have 4 threat already. Good grief. And that means when our boss goes, Urky Furts, he spends 3 of it. They go down to 1. And he does Axe, Insult, Kick after moving up to 4 spaces. So down to 1 threat. And I have to read the fact for a second. He has no range on Insult, which means his Insult just works and hits all of us, and we all have to make a Wisdom 10 check. And they also gain 2 threat. Wow, this threat meter is just bouncing around. Okay. So let's start with Zertle, who initiated this combat, and this is a Wisdom check. I need at least a 10. Otherwise I lose my only speed. I got a 17. Doing great. And then let's roll again for Rix. 13 plus 1. Okay, they're both fine. They've both been pushed a little bit, but they're both fine. And now we have our turn. So clearly we're going to do a basic move with Zertle. And I want to try to get to them. Oh wait, he's supposed to move 4 before he did that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Can the boss move 5? Yes, with no threat. I don't think they're ever going to get to no threat. So I'm deciding if I want to just spend my speed, since he's probably going to eat it anyways, and I will. Spend my speed to get 2 additional. I was here. Maybe I should have just spawned here. I'm going to say that I spawned here. It's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he can't get to me. No, he totally can. Terrible idea. I don't spend my speed. Otherwise, everything is fine. You know what? I do spend my speed to do form up. So I move 3, we gain a combo, and then Rix gets to move 3. Very cool. I'm going to turn him so he's facing the camera a little bit more. So Rix can move up to 3. 1, 2. That way Rix is in a better position to start using his bow. Yoicks. I do have a feeling we're in trouble, because their threat meter is going up so fast. Like, insanely fast. Foe turn. Two threat. Okay. Rix's turn. I'm going to do a basic move. And I go, oh, I can't shoot through that border. Ooh, that's really bad for us. I can shoot through that border. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's too far. Yikes. I am doing a basic move, so we get a combo. I'm gonna do 1, 2, and then I just do another basic move with one of my regular actions to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spending my last speed. Sorry, I should be over here. We're up to 3 combo. And none speed. And now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's too far to shoot. Unless I do a staggering shot. So we're definitely going to mark him. Yeah, we're in a staggering shot, which allows me to spend 1 combo. We're down to 2. And we make a basic bow attack with plus or minus 1 range. So we get to go up to 5 range, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if my attack hits, I can shift the foe up to 1 square or 2 squares instead if marked. And they are marked. That is very important. So let's do a basic bow attack. And this is endurance plus 2. That's a 21. Not a crit, but it is a 21, which gets me 3 hits in a straight line starting from the top. And I obviously go 1, 2, and 3. Because I went through this critical point right here, I also get to hit both of those side slots. What? This guy's doomed. Okay. That felt pretty powerful. I'm also going to spend a mana point with Rix to activate the mark. And activating the mark, I think I want to just hit this one. Just take an armor slot off. And I can shift him. And because they have so much threat, if I shift him, if I push him 1 space, it's up 2, right? Up 2. If I move him 1 space, he can't. If I move him 2 spaces, he can't get within range of any of us. He can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, he can get within range. So, I think it's worth it. Minimizes his ability to reach us. That's kind of what I need to do. So here we go. It is now back to the foe turn. And then it'll be the cleric's turn. Let's see what they do. Boss activates. We just had some stuff happening here. He spends 3 threat. Boop, boop, boop. And then can move up to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then does Axe, Insult, Kick. Axe has no targets. Insult is everybody's. Let's do, starting with the Wanderer, let's do a Wisdom check. I have +1. That's a total of 20, so perfectly fine. And Zertle got a 7 plus 2 is 9. So Zertle fails, but has no speed to lose. Right, they also gain 2 threat. So they're down to 4 because they spent 3, gained 2. Just by activating that ability. The insult. And then they kick, but there are no targets for kick either. So that is their turn. And we are on to Zertle, who unfortunately cannot give himself... Oh, wow. I kind of set myself up in a bad way. No, it's fine. It's mostly fine. Yeah, I do basic move, gaining a combo, going 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to basic move again, gaining another combo, and going 1, 2, 3. So we're up to 4 combo. And then I attack. And then I attack with my quarterstaff, which is maybe 2 slots. I'm hoping for 2 slots. This is strength plus 3. That's 13, which is more than 12. I get 2 hits. I come down on the column. I hit this armor slot for 1. And then I hit this weak point as well. That's unfortunately Zertle's entire turn, but it means that the boss is 1 shot away from not being able to use his kick attack at all, which is really important, I think. Whew. It's the foe's turn. Oh shoot, I should have. So that was Zertle's turn. And now it's the foe's turn. And they activate the mob. So they have 4 threats, and the mob with 3, there we go, does slash and bash and moves up to 6. So they would go down to 1 threat. 1. And they can move up to 6. I mean, I don't think that's far enough, but dang, man. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, yeah, they can't hit anybody, so they just stand there. And we are back to Rix's turn. Check that out. Rix is 3 spaces away from the boss. So I could do like... Oh, if I just do 1 bow attack. Hold on. I could just pay a mana when Cleric does their attack. To just do 1 damage for free. And now I literally just have to hit him once. Yeah. So... Yep. Let's short bow, basic attack against the boss. And this is endurance, which I have a +2 in. I got at least 2. Yep. I did not roll a 1, so I hit. I deal the last point of damage, He's been defeated. Bleh. And my turn continues. I'm going to gain a combo as I move to here. To here. 1, 2, 3. And I use my cracked axe. Oh man, this axe is so cracked. I use the cracked axe against Puckle number 1. Is that good? Yes. I think that's a really good attack, actually. So let's roll my die. I'm swinging in from the right, and all 3 hits are in a single row if I get 3 hits. 16 plus 2 is 18. That's actually perfect. I don't necessarily want all 3 hits because that would give them threat. So I will go 1 and 2, and because it went through a critical point right there, I get to hit this too. For free! And now we're in the thick of combat, so hopefully things can go well for us. Hopefully. Let's see what they do. They gain 1 threat. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Oh yes, Urky Furtz is dead. He has been defeated. Didn't know there'd be exile on exile combat here. Cleric. So here's the thing. We do a basic move to get to here. Gaining 1 more combo, going to 6. I realize our on-screen overlay tracker is behind. So we have options. If I just spend another basic move, we limit break and we get a free action. So that seemed like a really good thing. That seems worth it. We go to 7 and we limit break. Ding, 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 ding. So when you limit break, everybody gets a free action, and they can spend as much combo as they want for free with that action. Do I care to spend combo on this? Yeah. I think I want to pummel. Just deciding where I want to pummel. Unfortunately, I don't have good targets. Yeah, I do not have good critical points for the pummel. That's disappointing, but it's a free hit, right? So instead of rolling anything, I just do 1 damage to both enemies in front of me. Which will be, I think, that shot right there, coming in from the right. Actually, I can just direct target it, and then I'm just going to get rid of the armor. Because I don't like armor on enemies. I like it on myself. Rix is going to use their axe again against target number 1. Probably targeting the same exact place. I might trigger a weak point, but they're going to be dead, so let's roll. 11 plus 2 is 13, which gets me 2 hits, which is all I needed. I swing through that spot and that spot. They gain their 1 threat. The weak point, as listed here on the card. And that's the end of the bonus actions from Limit Break. And then I just do a regular staff attack. Yeah. Yeah, I do a staff attack. It's kind of awkward. Nah, it's fine. It's fine. This is strength. Strength plus 3. So 11 does not get me 2 hits. So... yeah. I'm going to hit their weak point because I don't think it matters too much. And they gain a threat. I mean, maybe this comes back to haunt me, but I think we're fine. Sorry, that was all supposed to be the cleric's turn. I keep forgetting to change my overlay. Let's move on to the enemy turn. 3 threat. Dang, it mattered. They limit break now, so we activate all foes. And they get a power crystal. They get a little power up. So now all their attacks deal +1 damage. Let's get them up to 7 real quick. Dang. And then they activate. So they're going to spend 3, 1, 2, 3, and do slash and bash. And they want to hit as many targets as possible with the slash. Which they can't. They can't actually change the number of targets because it's like an L shape. So we'll start with number 1, who's attacking Rix with slash. We can do base 3 damage on a blue die. This is going to hurt. This is going to hurt. Luckily, they hit like the 1 armor slot I have. That is right arm, which I do have 1 point of armor in. So I block 1 of the 3 damage. My armor is used up. Right, and then I have to change. Right arm goes to destroyed. And Wander takes 2 damage as a result. Going 3. Puckle number 2 attacks our cleric. And Puckle number 1 is not done yet, because they also have the bash. If possible, push target 1 square, otherwise +1 damage. They can, in fact, push the target 1 square. So this is going to be base 2 on... is that a gray die? The light's a little rough. Yeah, it's a gray die. So this can't kill Rix, but man, there's a lot of damage. Base 2 against the same slot. Right arm. Which is unfortunate, because now it's not armored, so I just take 2. Going to 1. Sure did take 1 damage there. Number 2, Puckle number 2 is attacking the cleric. Again, with a base 3 followed by a base 2. Rix gets pushed. Man, that attack was so pushed. Oh, wait. That is a wall, so he actually gets pushed that way. I did not realize there's an impassable wall there. Because it's black. They put it in shade. Oh, there's impassable and then there's wall. You can shoot through impassable. You cannot shoot through wall. We could have stayed up here and just shot down at him. I will endeavor to remember that for next time. Let's get attacked. Let's have our cleric get attacked. Base 3 on the blue die with slash. Kaboom. That is the left hand, which I do, in fact, have armor on. So, the armor is destroyed, but I only take 2. Updating stuff. That's left hand. Goes to that form. Very good. And then gray die. Okay, thankfully, that's base 2 against our Gambison, our chest armor. That puts 1 point of damage on it. Not destroyed, and we only take 1. Let's update that as well. Going to 1 health. And we need our body armor to be marked as damaged. Bam. We also need our leg armor to be marked as damaged because it's actually the same armor piece. But we survived. We survived their biggest hit. And now we have a chance to wipe them out a little bit before they can recover and do another big hit. And we are on to Rix's turn. Deciding what to do. And I like Rix. Well, now, if I go here, I can actually start shooting them at range. Does that matter? Not particularly. Oh, I could just hit the brown one at range now. So let's recover my action tokens. And I'm going to use the bow. Yeah, making sure there's no obscured paths between me and my target. I'm going to use the bow on puckle number 2 here. Hoping to get all 3 hits. Although if I only get 1 hit, I still do 2 damage. If I do 2 hits, I do 2 damage. Yeah, let's do it. This is once again endurance plus 2. That's a 20. Not a nat 20, but a total of 20. Which gets me 3 hits on my bow. Which means I get to go straight down the center of their body. 1, 2, 3. And then I should really take out one of these. And I can't do that on number 2. But I can do number 1. So let's spend basic move, gain a combo. Oh, sorry, they're down to 4 threat. Gain a combo, moving here, it doesn't actually matter. Using my axe, which is also endurance. I got 12 plus 2 is 14. That is enough to do the final hit. I just needed 1. And green is eliminated. That's 1 more power token out of play, which is what I really care about right now. And that is the Wanderer's full turn. So we do the enemy turn. And we hope that they just generate like 2 threat. They did just that. There is no boss to activate, so they just generate 2 threats. And now we have a pretty good shot. In fact, we have it. So what I do is, with Zertle, I basic move to gain a combo, going up to 2. Let me update my tracker to say we're at 2 and 6. This is going longer than I hoped it would, but that's fine. 2 and 6. And then I'm just going to spend combo twice to pummel twice. dealing a guaranteed 1 point of damage each time. So, I hit the last 2 slots, which have no armor left. And we have succeeded. We have achieved victory. I enjoyed that. That was pretty good. This felt like a much better combat for me than the last several. Wait, how many combats have I been in? 3 other than this? Technically 4 with the couple of puckles we just fought before this. Yeah, that seems fine. We leave combat. And we now get to reap rewards. So once again, for the puckles, we get 1 experience each, which gets us to our 7. So we can level up if we head back home. We also get to roll the die again to get loot, and we got, so close. If that had been a 20, we would have gotten a good item out of it. We do get 2 money, which is not nothing. I'm going to distribute it equally. Each of them gets 1 of these money tokens. 1k. And then the next one, we each get 1 experience. So I'm going to flip one of these to 3 and remove 1 from each to represent gaining a total of 1. We also get key item 4 and event 14. I assume key item 4 is the treasure map. And he was holding aloft so brazenly. And event 14. I hope we're not immediately in, like, another combat. It'd be pretty rough. This was... Oh, this event was just weirdly drawn out. Okay. So we got Urki's map, which shows an outcropping of white stones on the map. There's a red path. There's like an ocean area. Keep this card in the party inventory until you find a card with the exact text, outcropping of white stones. Then draw event 214. So I will show off this, and I'm going to look at the world map real quick to see if I know where that is. Oh, yeah. We know exactly where that is. We have been there before. Of course, is that... Wait. Am I looking at the right place? Can't tell if that's Raggle Junction? Maybe we haven't been there. World map time. Okay, looking at that picture. Maybe I don't know where that is. I'm just wasting time. I can't tell which little inlet that is, but I'm sure we'll find it. I think that's supposed to be the Winding Shore or the Fields of Lear, but could be somewhere else. I don't remember enough to remember where an outcropping of white stones is, or if we've seen it before. Urki defeated. When he sees they cannot defeat you, Urki sounds the retreat. He and the Puckles run into the tunnel. As Urki flees, he yanks a rope and boulders begin falling from the cliff above. From behind the rocks, you hear Urki yell at the Puckles, "Wait, where's my map?" In their haste to leave, the bandits left behind their ill-gotten gains. We get all the money that was just stolen from us, which was nothing. We destroy key item 10s, and, well, we banish key item 10, which is the ambush announcement. And event 18. can flip this card over and place it on big 8. Oh. And we could spend a quiet night here if we so chose, but I don't think I want to. We place this on big 8. Right here. And now we discover that there's also ep13 and a path chest. Ooh. So after collecting both key 13 and the chest, flip this card and go to Quiet Night. It's a little awkward that they have you flip the card twice. But that's fine. Let's go get key item 13 and then open a path chest. Key item 13 is, in fact, a box of herbs. These are boxes of pungent herbs. It looks like the Puckle bandits didn't know what to do with them, so they've been left untouched. You can keep this in the party inventory until you find a card with the exact text, "My shipment of herbs," and then draw event 9. And we know where that is, because we've been there before. That's back in the town, I believe? Yeah, if we actually go into town, we can do the herbs. We still haven't found the sword for our side quest. And then let's each get a path item. Kaboom! So, we have these little boxes with path items in them. And we can reach in and pull one out randomly for each of our characters. We can reach in and feel the size of them and let that guide our decision a little bit. I'm noticing that everything is size 2 or bigger. Sorry, is size 2. I don't feel anything smaller than size 2. That's interesting. I pull out threadbare leggings. Oh, okay. For the Wanderer. And then I pull out, come on, big money, big money, big money. I'm going to go for a small one this time on the Cleric. And I find the glowing cone. What? Oh. That's cool. All right. So I'll show this off on this camera. The Cleric also has a support item that they often wield, which lets you do a wisdom check to add +2 and now up to +4 to an ally's check within range 2. Oops. So I'm going to go ahead and take that and equip it instantly where my old practice focus was, which is this guy. I get to keep the token on my old practice focus, so I can do a thing where I kind of like swap items around if I need to, because I have the inventory space to hold both. But that is excellent for me. And then the ranger gets their leggings, which they do have 2 armor. Yeah, okay, they're just better than my shoes. My shoes and pants. And that means we can go sell the pants if I want to. No, I can't sell them. They're a path item, I don't think. But I can equip my leggings, and then I can give the shoes, which were pathless, to Zertle, so he has leg armor. I'm going to go ahead and update my armor display, so the Cleric now does have leg armor of 1. And go here and say 1 of 1. And then I need to go over here and say, yes, I have foot armor, and it's in the undamaged state. Very good. And then we do the same for the Wanderer, except we update their leg armor to be blocking 2. Leg and foot. Let's go 2 and 2. Let's say 2 of 2. 2 of 2. Bam. That was a big upgrade for us. I liked that. I'm excited. And then we go to Quiet Night. So we could rest and go to the next day. I don't want to, but we can. And then I think whether or not we rest, we close the location. After looting the bandit's hideout, you stay the night here enjoying the fire and food. Oh, I guess we have to rest. We are obliged to rest. Okay. Let's do a rest then. So we open up our days. Oh, we're about to hit the 3rd and final day of the beginning parts. Alright. So we draw a day card. A harmonious day. As you step out into the new day, you feel a sense of calm and oneness with the world around you. First time this card is drawn, add TRV 46 to the bottom of the travel discard pile. Can do'sville. Kaboom. I'm not actually going to look at it because I want to be surprised when I figure out what it does. If the day deck is empty when you need to draw, add day 4 to the deck and immediately remake the day deck face down in sequential order from lowest on top to highest on bottom. Draw the top card off the day deck. It should be day 1. So we get 2 day cards. That's interesting. So we add day 4 on the bottom. Boom, and boom. Beautiful day. It is a wonderful day for adventuring. You feel the sunshine warm you as a gentle breeze caresses your face. No special rules. There you go. Other things that happen when you rest. You replenish health, mana, and speed, which I guess is important. Also, we had one-time use items that get refreshed on night, like all of my healing kits replenish for free. My mark replenishes for free just because we finished combat. My refresh travel tokens thing replenishes for free. I think that's everything. Let's take this back. Unfortunately, we have to get to town. We shuffle our travel deck. And we close the location. I don't know what a closed location means, but I assume that means we just can't explore here anymore. There's just nothing to do here anymore. But I will go look in the rulebook for closed location. I'm shuffling my travel deck as we speak, and then I'm going to need to be all done. Yeah, that was longer than I had intended. Alright, rulebook. Close location. Mm. Oh, closing the collation. Put all remaining components for the collation away. Sort all the maps and associated cards back into the appropriate active decks, being careful to correctly orient them based on if they were cleared or not. I think we cleared it. We defeated all the foes and did all the events, so we're all good. We just go back to the world map. Boom. I don't actually even need this combo tracker anymore. We're back to here. The basin. We're on adventure mode. We have all of our tokens. And I think that's how I'm going to try and leave the game for the most part until next session. We did it. Way to be, team. Cool. So yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you liked what you saw, feel free to tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and or Friday for more of what I stream. On Mondays at 1 p.m., and all times are going to be in US and Canada Pacific time. At 1 p.m., I stream Pal World. At 10:30 p.m., I stream Marvel Legendary. And Wednesdays at 1 p.m., I stream more Pal World. And then on Fridays, which is today, I stream Arydia, the Paths We Dare Tread at both 1 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. So there should be another stream of this tonight. Everything I do is recorded here on Twitch as a video on demand and exported to my YouTube channel. There's a link in the Twitch channel description somewhere down below. And if you're watching on YouTube, hello! Thanks for watching, and if you ever want to watch me play games live, feel free to tune in on Twitch at the times I just mentioned. Everything I do on YouTube should be sorted into playlists, so you can see the vast majority of the things I've ever streamed. So there were some that I missed, like, early on, or some that I just didn't feel like or forgot to export. I had some bad streams, let's be honest. But yeah, everything else is there. Thanks for watching and liking, everybody, and I will see you next time.